You got cap in your raps. Why be a straight when I catch him is that?
You ain't even take no flower to this man. But I guarantee you ain't take not one flower to this man. I ain't even got nothing to do with the situation, man. Stop playing with me, son. I don't want no problem with you. Stay the out my way or get it done, man. Stop the like I said, man.
You gonna talk to us? Tell us what happened,
as soon as we're done with everything, we'll take off the handcuffs, okay? But
yeah, I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm properly if I haven't committed a crime or done that.
Okay. Yo, what's going on here? Why are you acting like this? I've got no issue with you, so stop playing around. You didn't even bring a single flower for this man, but now you're acting like you did something big. I'm not even part of this situation, so why are you dragging me into it? I just want to get this done and move on. Like I said, once everything's finished, we'll take off the handcuffs. I'm not saying anything about this, and honestly, I don't want to be stuck in these handcuffs if it's not necessary. NBA YoungBoy's situation has everyone talking. It was first reported that he agreed to a plea deal in his federal firearm case, which was moved from Louisiana to Utah. As part of the deal, he was supposed to serve 27 months in prison, with credit for any time he's already spent in jail. After that, he'd be on federal probation for 5 years. But just as the sentencing was about to happen, something wild went down. A fan managed to hack into the court proceedings, completely throwing things off track. Things aren't going as planned, and now people are wondering what's next. During the court hearing, things quickly went off the rails when someone started yelling NBA YoungBoy's name over the sound system. The room got chaotic, and the judge had to step in, telling everyone to stay muted. Mr. Ginn's case has already been called. He's done for today, the judge said, trying to regain control. Then, out of nowhere, NBA YoungBoy walked into the courtroom, smiling and laughing as he reacted to the hacker who was shouting in support of him. But hold on, things didn't stop there. The situation kept getting wilder as YoungBoy got ready for what was coming next. NBA YoungBoy seemed to know what was coming as the sentencing began. The judge started reading out the charges, which had been prepared by the prosecutors. On March 10th, 2021, NBA YoungBoy was arrested and hit with 2 charges, one for having a firearm as a convicted felon, and the other for having a gun that wasn't registered in the National Firearms Registry. He was caught outside filming a music video on a public street, surrounded by friends, blasting loud music and dancing. It was a wild scene, and it ended with him facing serious consequences. While NBA YoungBoy was filming his music video, he was seen standing by the hood of a car, waving a gun around. An older woman who lived nearby got worried and called the police. She told them that several guys were dancing, waving guns in the air and yelling. The police quickly showed up and spotted NBA YoungBoy, arresting him on the spot. In court yesterday, they showed the body cam footage of the officer who arrested him back in September. Watching it really gave everyone a close-up look at what happened that day. When the cop walked up to NBA YoungBoy and started putting the cuffs on him, his reaction was actually pretty funny. He looked at the officer and said, "Yo, big dog, what you doing? Why you putting these cuffs on me?" He kept calling the cop big dog, asking, "Big dog, what's going on? I didn't do anything. You can search me. I got nothing on me." But the cop didn't listen. He just kept cuffing him and moving forward. It was a moment that caught everyone off guard, and you could tell YoungBoy was totally confused about why it was happening. Throughout the whole situation, NBA YoungBoy kept saying, "Yo, man, what you doing, big dog?" He honestly didn't think he had done anything wrong. This really shows how surprised he was by what happened. He didn't expect that filming a music video while being a felon would lead to serious trouble, like facing 3 to 5 years in prison. It's a clear example of how federal laws can be really unfair, especially for young guys like NBA YoungBoy, who come from tough backgrounds. It makes you realize how these laws don't always consider where people come from or the life they've had. The whole situation feels really unfair, and it's important we take a closer look at what's happening. While NBA YoungBoy was being put into handcuffs, his cameraman realized that YoungBoy wasn't supposed to have a firearm. The cameraman tried to quickly delete the footage from his camera, but the police snatched the camera away without any legal right to do so. This allowed them to recover the footage of YoungBoy holding and waving the gun around. In court, YoungBoy's lawyer argued that the police had taken the camera illegally, which raised some serious questions about the way the situation was handled. NBA YoungBoy's case took a turn for the worse after his appeal was denied by the Federal Appeals Court. This decision allows prosecutors to use footage allegedly showing him with firearms as evidence against him. Initially, a lower court judge had ruled in his favor, suppressing the video on the grounds that it was obtained improperly. However, with this latest ruling, the door is now open for the footage to be used at trial. YoungBoy still has the option to take the matter to the Supreme Court, but this development marks a significant setback for his defense. NBA YoungBoy's legal trouble just got more complicated. After a lower court ruled that prosecutors couldn't use a video against him, the government took the fight to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. And they won. The court decided that the video, allegedly showing YoungBoy with firearms, can now be used in his case. So, what's next? YoungBoy has two main options. First, he can take his fight all the way to the Supreme Court, and it's likely his legal team will do that. Second, they could try to work something out with the government, especially since he'd already spent nearly a year behind bars. NBA YoungBoy's legal troubles are heating up, and big decisions are on the horizon. He's been stuck on house arrest for almost a year, so his team might consider a plea deal to avoid more time behind bars. But there's also the option to take the case to trial and try to beat the feds again. He's already won against them once before. During his latest court hearing, emotions ran high. At first, YoungBoy had a confident smirk, but that quickly faded when the judge started delivering a heartfelt message directly to him. His family, sitting in the courtroom, broke down in tears as they listened. During the hearing, the judge took a moment to speak directly to NBA YoungBoy, sharing a heartfelt and emotional message. They talked about how his incredible talent and potential had been overshadowed by the struggles he's been facing. I've seen so many people with great talent lose it all because of their challenges, the judge said. I don't want that for you. You're a very gifted young man, and I truly hope that when all of this is behind you, you'll focus on building a brighter future. The judge's words felt genuine, leaving a glimmer of hope in an otherwise difficult situation. It's a reminder that even in tough times, there's always room for change and growth. As the hearing wrapped up, the judge left NBA YoungBoy with a message full of hope and encouragement. Once you finish your time, I believe you can succeed on probation and create a bright future for yourself. You have so much potential. I hope you use it to the fullest. Best of luck to you. YoungBoy responded politely, thanking the judge and everyone in the courtroom. The official report confirmed that YoungBoy will serve 27 months in jail, followed by 5 years of probation. But the story doesn't end there. His lawyer later spoke out, revealing more about what lies ahead for the rapper. Stay tuned for the next chapter in this unfolding journey. There's some positive news for NBA YoungBoy. New findings in his case have opened up the possibility of an appeal, and his lawyer believes he could be released from jail soon. Thanks to how we worked things out with another case in Louisiana, YoungBoy's sentence is now reduced to 23 months. He should be out in 3 to 4 months, his lawyer shared. That's definitely a bright spot in all of this. However, things aren't all smooth sailing. NBA YoungBoy has been arrested more times than most people can count, and this is just one of the many charges he's facing. On top of that, he's in trouble for skipping a court appearance, which could make things even trickier for him down the line. A couple of years ago, NBA YoungBoy found himself in a serious situation. The FBI had his Louisiana mansion under surveillance, and one day, they saw him open the gate and drive off. The FBI quickly started following him, and what seemed like a regular drive soon turned into a high-speed chase. At first, the FBI used a microphone, telling him to pull over. After a little back and forth, YoungBoy finally stopped his car on the side of the highway. He waited for the FBI agent to approach his vehicle, but what happened next was anything but ordinary. NBA YoungBoy wasn't about to make it easy for the FBI. As they chased him, he floored it down the highway, weaving through traffic, trying to escape. But things quickly went wrong when he hit heavy traffic and couldn't keep going. He made it to his exit, but instead of stopping, he crashed onto a regular street, jumped out of his car, and ran on foot. Now, YoungBoy wasn't exactly dressed for a foot race. He was wearing designer shoes, skinny jeans, a jacket, and a bunch of diamond chains. Not the best gear for outrunning FBI agents. Still, he kept running, and the whole thing was caught on surveillance cameras. What a wild chase. NBA YoungBoy wasn't slowing down. He jumped over a fence and into the backyard of an apartment complex, hoping to get away. Some fans sitting on their balconies saw him and started recording the whole thing. They cheered him on, telling him to run faster and warning him that the agents were getting close. But despite the encouragement, the police quickly caught up. He was surrounded, arrested, and thrown into the back of a police car. As he sat there, an officer told him, "If you want to talk to us, just let us know. Once we're finished here, we'll take it from there." As NBA YoungBoy was being detained, he spoke up, saying, "The handcuffs are fine, but I don't have anything to say. I don't want to be treated like this if I haven't done anything wrong." The officer replied, "All right, just give us a moment." YoungBoy made it clear again, "No statement, sir. I don't want to talk." The charges he was facing were serious: speeding, racing, resisting arrest, and more. The judge wasn't lenient, but with millions in the bank, YoungBoy had some of the best lawyers working to defend him. The fight was far from over, and it was clear his legal team would be ready for the next steps. Stay tuned for what comes next. NBA YoungBoy was given a chance to get out of jail, but it came with a massive price. His bond was set at $540,000, and to pay for it, he had to put up $500,000 in cash. On top of that, he used 2 properties worth more than $1.5 million as collateral. He also has to wear an ankle monitor, but here's the big part: he won't be on house arrest. The California judge said as long as he wears the monitor, he's free to travel. So why would a judge in Louisiana make a different decision? The Louisiana judge is looking at the same facts, the same charges, and using the same federal laws. Yes, it's a different court in a different state, and laws can be applied a little differently from place to place. But it's unlikely to be a huge difference. If the California judge thought that the bond amount and restrictions were fair, it would be surprising if the Louisiana judge decided something completely different. It would be really surprising for the Louisiana judge to say, "No amount of money or restrictions will work." I expect that on Tuesday, the judge will let NBA YoungBoy go free. Once he's out, he'll likely face trial for the case he just wrapped up. Now, while it might feel like things can't get worse for him, they actually do. When prosecutors go after big-name rappers, their goal is to make them look as bad as possible. Unfortunately for NBA YoungBoy, his reputation took a hit back in 2019 when he went from being on good terms with many other rappers to dealing with a lot of drama. Stay tuned to see how this all plays out. NBA YoungBoy found himself in some trouble, unintentionally making things worse by talking too much. After his arrest from the high-speed chase and getting released on bond, Annalie Choa made a song called Free YoungBoy, hoping it would help him get out. But things took a turn after the tragic death of King Von. YoungBoy dropped his hit song Bring the Hook in 2022, where he dissed O-Block and King Von. This caused a huge reaction in the rap world, with DJ Academics and many others chiming in. The whole situation quickly became the talk of the industry. It's wild how things escalated after that.